Hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and this is Richard. So, I just got into the woods. I've got my EDC, my regular EDC with me, minus the very small knife because somehow that got lost. I have a small pouch with me here. Generally, I keep my worms in that, but today I have 2 sandwiches and 3 cups of water. The sandwiches is some Black Forest ham on white with a little bit of lettuce and mayo on both slices of the bread. I also brought with me today an umbrella just in case, because I'm not sure whether it's going to rain today. It was kind of sprinkling a little bit here and there today. And I have my camera, my tripod, and 1 battery because the other battery is dead. Right now there seems to be a little bit of mosquito issue, but not nearly as bad as it can be. If I'm quiet, you can hear the birds. And in the background you can hear the cars. Right now I just got on the trail. I'm not too far away from a road. So I had to get out today. Mosquitoes are biting me something fierce. Had to get out today. Michelle's not in a good mood. Oh, spider webs. She's not feeling well today. She's down and depressed. And I tried to get her out of it, but you know, you can only do so much. If they can't, they can't. There's a lot of I go through depression a lot. My bipolar makes me up and down really bad, and I go through days and days of depression. But I'll tell you 2 things that I have learned from my many years of depression and bipolar is, 1, it will not get better unless you make it get better, and it will not get better unless you want it to get better. Now, I understand that you want it to get better, but what I say by that, and I can say this from experience because I have depression, bipolar, PTSD, anger issues. I guess I'm supposedly paranoid. I got a lot of issues that I've been diagnosed with. But through my years, to some degree, not always, but to some degree, I've been able to deal with it, and I've learned how to deal with it. And this is how I've learned to deal with it. Right here. This is how I've learned to deal with it, and it works for me. Now, when I get in a really down, horrible mood, and I just don't want to do anything, I know that I'm that way. And I understand that I need to get up and I need to go do something. And sometimes I just can't do it. Sometimes I just can't. But throughout the years, I've been able to, let's use the word encourage. I've been able to encourage myself to get up and go do something, especially come out here. Now, another thing, Michelle hasn't been going through this quite as long as I have. And it takes time to learn a lot of things and to gain some of the experience that you get from this craziness. But another thing that I've been lucky to be able to do at this point is, to some degree, I'm able to see it coming or feel it coming. I can't really describe it, but I know sometimes I know that it's coming on, and I can kind of catch it before it gets too bad, and I can get out and go do something, get in the woods, do something that keeps me occupied or that I know helps. I can do that before it gets so bad that I'm bedridden, because yes, you get bedridden with depression. Horrible. And I just missed a crane going by. These mosquitoes are still biting the crap out of me. But let's see what we got down here. Some footprints, people, but no animals. So anyway, so we did our live, our first Tuesday live video, and I think it went fine. Honestly, we had some problems with a troll, but to be totally honest, it didn't really bother me so much, because, and this again here is something that's taken a long time for me to learn and understand, but when you learn this and understand this, it makes things a lot easier. People like that don't matter. And the only way someone can affect me personally or emotionally is if I care what their opinion is. Someone like that, I don't care. I don't care what their opinion is. So no matter what they say, it doesn't bother me. It does not affect me. So for those of you who are watching this, when you show up next Tuesday, if the troll shows up, I would like for everybody to just completely ignore it. Completely ignore it. I don't want any responses to him. I don't want anything. Just completely ignore, as if he's not even there. Because all he's looking for is attention. And clearly all he wants is negative attention, and if he gets it, he's going to hang around. So just ignore him and he'll eventually go away. I did offer for him to come train with me at the dojo. I seriously doubt whether he's even in the state, but if he's around, you know, I offered for him to come in to train with me at the dojo. So we'll see if he shows up Friday or Saturday. And I will video it. If he really does show up, I'll definitely video it. Well, yeah. So anyway, so these bugs are really, really bad. There's let's see what's going on today. We have our county fair, 4-H fair is going on right now. I probably will not be going to that. I don't have any money, and to be totally honest, the biggest draw I have to the 4-H fair is, at this point, is the fried vegetables, the deep fried vegetables, and elephant ears. You know, and I can't buy either one, so there's really no reason for me to go. I don't ride any rides. I don't do anything like that, so, you know, no reason for that. So here is something interesting. So there, see that log right there, that big log? Usually the water is where I'm standing. So the last video that I did, I was on these logs doing a video. I don't know if there you go, you can see. So on this side of the logs here, all the way back to the water was all up, so it's gone down a lot. I was kind of concerned about, I was going to bring my fishing gear, just a fishing pole and a few worms. I wasn't going to get crazy, but I was going to do a little fishing today, but I decided not to worry about it because I figured the water would be too bad anyway. It doesn't look horrible. I probably could have done a little bit of fishing, but the bugs are so bad right now, I probably wouldn't be able to sit around and do any fishing. Let's see here. Today is the 11th of July. On the 16th, 17th, and 18th is the full moon in July. And the 16th is a Sunday. And the 17th obviously is a Monday. Those 2 days I will be busy at the dojo. But It's not 100% guaranteed, but I'm hoping that on the 18th, which is a Tuesday, and as a matter of fact, the 17th after class, because class is over around 5 o'clock or so on Monday, so I would still have time, because it doesn't get dark around here now until around 9 o'clock or so. But I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm hoping. Whoa, can't do it Tuesday. Just thought we got that live thing. Wednesday maybe. Okay, so Wednesday, next Wednesday, possibly I am going to take a small amount of gear and go find some place out in the woods and do an overnighter. It's possible that I'll be able to do that this Wednesday. I'd planned on doing it Tuesday Monday night after class, but then just realized I can't do that because Tuesdays we got the live thing on YouTube, and Michelle will not go into the woods. So, or we would do it Tuesday out in the woods at the camp that I make, but I won't be able to get Michelle out there, so that's not going to happen. So maybe Wednesday. The bugs, man, they're horrible. So I'm still on the low-lying ground here, pretty close to the creek, as you can see there. And these bugs are horrible. I don't know if you'll be able to see them on camera, but shortly I will be heading uphill and going uphill a little bit, so maybe that'll stop some of the bugs. There's deer tracks, a lot of deer tracks running around here, and a lot of dogs. Could be coyotes. Extremely possible as coyotes as well. But since this is actually a dirt, well, somewhat mud at this point, but a dirt trail, people do come back here on occasion and walk their dogs. But it's a good possibility that they could have been coyote tracks too. So anyway, let's see what else is going on. I don't know. Dojo's doing well. I'm enjoying it. Classes are doing okay. I had a unfortunate situation that didn't even involve me happen that caused a couple of my students to leave, and that's kind of unfortunate. They said, so I want to talk about it, but I'm trying not to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk about the situation, but the situation is BS regardless. But the two students that left because of that situation, I'm trying deeply to not comment openly about that situation, because but I want to. You see, it's difficult when I want to say something. It's difficult for me to keep my mouth shut when I want to express myself. We'll put it that way. I want to express myself, but then there's that but, you know. So let's see what I can do here. We'll try. So a situation happened with someone that goes up to the dojo. That situation involved law enforcement. There were accusations. Now, I wasn't there. I don't know what truly happened, but I know the person that the accusations were made to. Personally, I don't believe they're true, and I'm leaving it at that. You know, I don't have proof either way, but I don't believe they're true from my experience with this person. Now, law enforcement was involved, and now 2 of my students have chosen to leave my class because it's up at that dojo, saying that when everything works out in a positive manner, they would be more than glad to come back. All right, now, my first initial response, and I don't want to say what my first initial response was because I really don't know if they watch. I don't think they watch my YouTube channel, but I don't want to piss them off. You know what? My first initial response was, if that's the way you feel about it, okay. You know, that's the way you feel about it. You know, that's fine. And of course, there was a few extra things there. Oh man, I so want to say it. I'm gonna say it. Screw it. This is my channel. I'll say what I want to say. I'll say what I feel. I'll say how I feel. If they don't like it. So anyway, my first initial response was, well, I understand. First of all, I understand they don't know this person. Okay? They don't know this person. So they don't have the same confidence that I have. But regardless of whether they believe there's any guilt involved or not, it doesn't really matter because the accusations don't affect them one way or another. Even if they were true, it wouldn't affect them. So that ticked me off. Then when they said they were leaving because of that situation, that ticked me off. And my initial response was, well, if that's the way you're going to be, don't come back. I don't want you back here anyway if you're going to have that kind of attitude. Because I'm not asking for them to be loyal to him. I'm not asking them to be loyal to me. But to some degree, if you're going to allow any situation, especially one that doesn't even involve you, to interfere with class and training, then why be there anyway? So my first initial response was, well, if that's the way you're going to be about it, then, you know, fine, take off, just don't come back. Now, being someone who is truly attempting and trying to make this class viable and financially beneficial to not only the dojo but myself, I can't really tell people to piss off. I mean, I can, but if I do, you know, then people aren't going to stay or come back if I start having an attitude like that. So the smarter of the 2 people, being my wife, told me I probably shouldn't instigate a statement like that. So I chose not to express that. As a matter of fact, I didn't respond to the email because they emailed me, or they texted. They texted that they weren't coming back. So I just didn't respond to it at all, and still haven't and won't. Now, if they're watching this, you know, it might tick them off enough where they don't come back anyway. But in my view, they're not coming back anyway, because if they have that kind of attitude about it, they won't come back anyway. So I don't see it as me losing 2 students because of the situation. I see it as me losing 2 students because they choose to worry about rumors and worry about things that don't have anything to do with them or me or the class. And they even stated that it wasn't me. They enjoyed training with me. They wanted to train with me, They just didn't feel like they could with the circumstances and the situation the way it was. They tried to be polite about it, but when it comes down to it, all it is, well, we think he's guilty, and I'm not coming up there and training because we think he's guilty. Because if they thought he was innocent, it wouldn't bother him, and they wouldn't care. So anyway, there's that situation. So now I probably really have lost 2 students permanently. But to be totally honest, I'm not a businessman anyway. So when I got out of the Army in '95, I opened up my dojo here in town. So I got out in September, and in November I had my dojo opened up. It never made money. As a matter of fact, I was always in the hole with finances. I always had trouble with finances when it came to the dojo. I didn't really charge people who said they couldn't afford it because I felt bad. And I'm like, I think training should be for everybody, not just people who have money, which I still feel that way. But I've learned to be a little more steadfast when it comes to the finances. It's taken me way too long to get that way, but to some degree I have. And I have to thank Ron for that. I've had many dojo owners through the years trying to get that through my head, but it's never stuck. I think finally, Ron has gotten it through to me. So I understand that to some people, $5 is a lot of money. To some people, $10 is a lot of money. And I understand that. My classes are $45 a month. And we have classes on Fridays, Saturdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Mondays. And out of those 3 days, it's like 4 hours. So that's 4 hours of classes for $45 a month. 4 hours a week is what it is. So you times that by 4. I'm the cheapest person in town, I'll tell you that right now. And I feel bad even charging that, to be totally honest, which is why my dojo, I ended up shutting down my dojo, probably about, 7 years or so after I opened it. I just couldn't afford to keep it going anymore. Because I wasn't charging people. They were coming in. People who said they would pay would never pay, which I don't blame them. They see other people not paying, why would they, So I'm quite used to that sort of thing. And then the people that were paying, felt gypped because they were paying and others weren't, so they stopped paying. So anyway, I finally think I've gotten to the point where I'm a little more steadfast on saying, I can understand that it can be financially burdened to some people to train. I can understand that, and I do understand it. I didn't have money when I was training all my life, for the most part. I didn't have a lot of money, so I can understand it. But understanding it and allowing people to come in for free are 2 different things. So, I'm at the point now where I understand that it's difficult, but if you can't afford to pay me, which is pretty much the cheapest person in town when it comes to training, unless of course you're training in somebody's house or you're getting trained for free, if you can't afford it, then If you can't afford my time, then I don't have the time. Now, that may sound wrong, and to me it always sounded kind of not nice, you know. I didn't like saying, well, you can't afford my time to train, so, you know, you're just not going to be able to train. Now, the dojo's not my dojo. It's not my dojo. I don't own that dojo. Somebody else owns the dojo. I rent space off of them. And I have bills. I have to pay to have that space and that time. So if I have to pay for it, then I expect that the people that train with me have to pay for it. So that's how it goes. So I've kind of gotten better on the aspect of, you know, I understand that it's difficult sometimes to come up with money, but if you want my skills and expertise, if you believe I have skills and expertise that you want to learn from, then those skills and expertise have a price value. And if you truly believe they're worthy of learning, then they're truly valuable financially. So if you truly want them, then you need to compensate my time and effort, because I'm not gonna charge people for the knowledge. I've always said I will not charge anybody for the knowledge that I have. I won't do it, or the experience, or the training. You know, it's got nothing to do with the training, the experience, and the knowledge, everything that I'm imparting. What you're paying for is my time spent doing that. Now, I'm not going to put a price value on my experience, on my training, and all of that. I won't put a price value on it, because to be totally honest, I'm not sure it has a price value. And if it does have a price value, people can't afford it. But my time and effort is worth money. That's where everything has changed. I used to not believe or accept that my time and effort was financially valuable to other people. I've had many instructors from many different dojos try to get me to understand that my time is worth money. And I think I finally come to that conclusion and finally accepted it. And I have to really honestly thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for that. But finally, it's kind of sunk in with Ron. So thank you. So my Aikido class is doing well. It was doing better. But summertime, you got people taking summers off. That happens all the time. People take the summer off to go do things. They don't want to be stuck inside of a warm to hot building, you know, exerting themselves physically. It's not something they want to do. They want to be outside. And I understand that. I don't like it, but I understand it. My EGADS class, my eclectic ground, pardon me, my eclectic ground Aikijitsu defense systems, it's doing well. It started out last week. I had my first class, and I had 2 people show up, so I consider that good enough to keep it going. You know, they liked it. Word gets spread. Maybe more people will show up. We'll see. But yeah, we're outdoors today. I'm walking around. Now this is public land here, and although I personally have never found any squatters this far back, I have seen people camping, and I've heard of people camping out here a few times. I thought about looking in this area to find a spot to to come out and do a video for a couple days, but the bugs are just so bad out here right now. I am not going to put myself in that to be out here for a couple days, because these bugs are just way too bad out here. I know too many other places where the bugs won't be so bad. For some reason the bugs are always horrible here. I don't know why, but they are. They're always horrible here. Plus, just doing this little walk is making me sweat something fierce, and that's just encouraging the bugs to come bother me. So hopefully my ranting and and talking has not interfered with you guys being able to enjoy the wilderness, because I come out here to not only enjoy it myself, spiderweb, but I want you guys to enjoy this wilderness with me. So if my rantings and jabberings interfere, let me know, and I'll be more than glad to next time probably shut up a little more. But I don't always do videos out here in the woods where I express myself. Usually I have to be in a really bad mood to express myself and to comment about what's bugging me. Usually I have to be in a really crappy mood. I am not in a crappy mood. I'm actually in a pretty good mood, and I feel pretty good. But I still am willing to somewhat openly express things that I don't care for right now. So I was wanting to possibly make that 2-liter bottle boat again, remake one. And I still am not 100% sure whether or not I'm going to do that or not. I've got everything I need to do it. I probably could use a couple pieces of PVC. If I wanted to go buy a couple pieces of PVC, I guess I could do that, because I don't think the PVC from the old boat is going to cut it. I'm going to toss out all of the 2-liter bottles from the old boat, and of course toss out the tarp. Basically just going to toss that whole boat out. So I'm trying to convince myself that it would be worth going through a weekend of work to rebuild another boat and probably only use it once or twice. I'm not sure whether or not I haven't gotten myself convinced of that, and the problem is the longer it takes me to be convinced of it, the less time I'll have to use it, and the more excuse I have not to make it. So that's kind of the situation I'm in. I've got all the excuse in the world not to make one. I'm just trying to find that right one to convince me to do it. Alrighty. We're headed back downhill, and we're going to head back down into the more bug-infested area. We'll see how it goes. I still haven't stopped to have lunch or have some water. I probably should do that, but now that I'm in this low lining area with the bugs, and the bugs were bad up there too, I think I'll just wait until I get to the van, and I think we'll have some lunch there at the van. So I'll keep my ugly mug off the camera for a while, and we'll just film it like this. There we go. So this is one of the woods that I come to fairly often and play about. As you can see, the water was settled up in there, and it really killed all the plants and everything. Still a little muddy back there. This area here, as you can see, it's all cracked with somewhat dried mud. I guess dried mud would be dirt. The bugs are starting to bug me a little more than they were before. But I am on my way back to where I started, so I can get into the van. It may take me another 5 or 10 minutes, but not too bad. So I hope everybody has enjoyed watching this, and I hope that my jabbering hasn't interfered too much. I was asked on the live stream Tuesday, I was asked when I was going to get back out in the woods, and I'm back out in the woods. Like I said, hopefully next week, midweek, I can go set up a camp and maybe spend a night or two out in the woods somewhere. Another thing, so I haven't filmed any more of me going into my bushcraft room and throwing stuff away and getting rid of stuff, but I have done that a few times, and last night I went through an entire shelf. I think it had like 5 shelves to it, and I threw enough of stuff away that I got rid of 1.5 shelves of those 5 shelves worth of stuff, and that's just the first go around. So I'm not doing too bad with that. I still haven't really dealt with all of the stuff that I'm either rummaging or putting into a giveaway. I will have to go through that and at least get a box for a giveaway. I am closely getting to 2,000. I don't have. It kind of settled down around 178, 179 to the early 80s, and I lost a couple subscribers, and I got a couple subscribers. I'm not really sure what all that is, but I think right now I'm around 1,980 subscribers, so another 20, and I should do a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. It'll be a box with the stuff that I'm getting rid of from my bushcraft room. So we'll see how that goes. I know it's probably not a lot, but you know, I don't have a lot, but I'm willing to share what I do have, and instead of just tossing stuff out, which I don't like doing anyway, instead of tossing things out, I don't see why it shouldn't go to somebody that would want it and can use it. I would much rather give it to somebody that could use it than to just toss it in the trash. I had a lot of stuff that I ended up getting rid of. Hold on a second, look at this. Talking about not ever seen anyone live out here. Look at this. Clearly somebody's been staying out here. They got wood, look at that. They got wood for, Oh, what do we got here? Oh, there's a squirrel going up the tree. So clearly they've got wood here. They've cleaned this area out. Look at this. They've made a nice little area here. There's still garbage here and there, but oh, squirrel running. At least they kept most of it here in this fire pit, left most of it in the fire pit. So they're far enough back and hidden where they're not going to be seen from the road by any means. But they're right off the main trail. But then again, I guess there's not too many people out here at night. There's not too many people out here at all anyway. So anyway, I was just talking earlier about people squatting out here and crashing. So apparently there you go. I don't have the slightest clue what I was talking about before that, so I guess we'll just move on. So I'm not too far away from the parking area. And once I get into the parking area, I'm going to relax for a few minutes, pull my sandwiches out, and have a little bit of water. So I might as well just stick with you till we get up there. If I choose not to add all this, that's what editing is for. And if you can hear, you should be able to see the road by now. Yeah, see the road up there, the bridge. Alrighty. And we're out. I'm going to go ahead and sit my bag down right there. Leave that now. I better close it. I don't want the bugs going in there. I'm going to walk over here for a minute. Oh. There we go. Toss in the umbrella. I'm going to walk over here for a minute just for GP, just to see what's going on. So it looks like it might have been okay. I thought the water would be too rapid and moving too much and everything to be fishing, but apparently it's not. May have been able to do a little bit of fishing here. Can't say that I'd can't say that I would have caught anything, but of course I wouldn't know because I'm not going to do it. So I could say, yeah, I'd have caught the big one right here. So the water isn't too bad. Alrighty, we're gonna head back up to the van, or head over to the van. Alrighty, let's see here. And it doesn't look like I'm going to get a very good shot because of the... Hold on. Alrighty, there we go. Looks like it's tilted a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to. Oh, that's good enough. As good as it's gonna get, I'll tell you that. So we're in the van. I turned it on. Turned the air conditioner on. Got my water. I'm not liking see, that darkens it up, doesn't it? There we go. Alright, well that's how it's gonna be. A little baggie. And inside the baggie is 2 baggies with my sandwiches. Like I said, I got Black Forest ham with some lettuce on white with some mayo. I wonder. A lightning bug just landed on my windshield. Boop. How fun was that? So I'm going to continue with my lunch. You guys have a great day and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard.